Sorry about that, everyone. Alrighty-roo, here we go this morning. And welcome, this is Delenn Russell. We are checking in from Dadcraft73's patron server that's running Java Minecraft. And this morning, we are working a lot, on just chopping a little bit of trees, grabbing some fences. Actually, let's leave the trees. Grabbing some fences and putting them into the library. Now, I have moved the library for a couple of reasons, and I'll just explain really quickly why. Oops, I need that, and let's see if I can find some blocks I can build with. Yeah, let's always go with those, and some wool. That'll work. Okay, but I have moved the library. It used to be down there. You can still see the hole over yonder. And the reason I moved it actually was because I wanted, in the overall look of things, I wanted to be able to have the library up higher because it's the flattest of the builds that I'm going to be making this season. So I figured I would want it up higher rather than actually bothering to terraform in and around everything to lift it up. I figured I would just move it. So we've got in here, it's still the same sort of flooring we've got going, and with the strip blocks, these are probably going to change out as soon as I bother to get spruce, just to lighten that up a little bit. But in here, we still have enough room for, I believe, 100 villagers. And I went on a bit of an excursion, which I'm just going to show you. Pardon me real quick here. Sorry, it's still fighting a bit of a cold. So I will have a little bit of mutes here and there just to deal with some tickles and so forth. So I went and spent some time at Stoner Miner and Crew's skeleton spawner farm and grabbed some bone blocks and then of course spent some time filling that up again for them because they've been very, very nice doing it. And Stoner Miner dropped by. He's got a new shulker shell farm going on, so he dropped off a few shells for me, and so I now am the proud owner of a few shulker boxes. I haven't bothered dyeing them yet or labeling them or naming them, so I really, just to start with, I'm going to need to keep track of them. If I actually ever go anywhere, then I would need to move them. Okay, so in the short term, we've got the fences. Now, I believe it's going to work out okay if we have, if we go with a 3-fence model, like this, for one of the villager slots, because they can live in there. As far as I know, they don't jump the fences, particularly if I manage to... Let's put this up. No, let's use wool. It's a little easier. There we go. Particularly if I manage to get up here, throw this one down, and then we've got ourselves a bed for them to hang out on the roof, right? So that's going to be the design that we've got going, and then of course you've got the workstation down in here. Good morning, Swanky. Yes, I've never done a trading center quite as large as 100 villagers before. It'll definitely be something new, but part of the intent with this one is to pull a bit of a stoner miner, just more for the experience, I suppose. And I'll be looking to try and get basically I shouldn't say every decent trade, but pretty much every trade I can think of. I mean, there might be some other stuff going in here as we get down to that end. I'm actually going to do the outside walls and then work my way in towards the center, so that if I decide to put something else in the center, then I can do that. And, and so, yeah, if I have a few more options, then that makes everything handy and funky-dory. It makes it a little easier. Funky-dory? That's not a word. Oh, good morning, Becca. Yes, good morning, Becca. Welcome aboard. Thank you for following. So, I was just saying that we've got a lot of villagers going to be coming in here, and that's partly to see if I can do it. I don't think I need every level of every single book or every level of every single piece of armor, but I'd like the opportunity to be able to pick and choose what I want when I want to upgrade gear or armor. So that's why we're going with a fairly big run. And I mean, I thought about it having it be just librarians, but really, who needs 100 librarians? So it'll probably end up being the trading hall, but I may just call it the library book because that's where I'm starting with the librarians. The other part of it is that... Actually, let's build for everybody and then we'll pull it out if I don't need it. But the other part of that is also that I'd like to have some different options so for picking and choosing for things like diamond armor to get that ready to go with other people. Sometimes I want something that's more underwater focused. Other times I'd like something that's a little bit more, let's say, nether focused or damage focused. Other times I'd like something that's a little bit more just pure fire focused or protection. So I mean, you can't win them all, but it'd be just kind of nice to have a few different combinations. And I actually need to get in here, so maybe the front will be where I take this out. Okay, I'll leave that there. We'll see about leaving one at the back as well, I think. Oh, nighttime. Yeah, I don't want to be... I've had a couple of creeper visitors, just did not light the place up yet. To be honest, I think maybe that's just because I forgot to make torches. That could be kind of useful. Sticks. There we go. Let's just make up some torches real quick here. So, as some of you may be aware, there we go. A few of us who got together on the Dadcraft patron servers are, if I can't spell right, yeah, sorry, a few of the Dadcraft patron server members have decided, Patreon server, let me correct that, members have decided that we're going to have a stream weekend, and we're going to have it starting on Saturday for this round. The vast majority of them will be Bedrock streamers this time around, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to be switching camps this season. I'm still going to stick with the Java server this time. So for this month, I will be the only one probably from the Java server, but, you know, more than merrier next month. So, I mean, people are welcome to jump aboard and join us anytime they like. We are very, very happy to have additional people streaming. So if you are a streamer and play on any of Dadcraft73's 3 servers, then please do consider joining us and hopping aboard for starting next month. We have not begun the planning for that one yet, so there should be plenty of opportunities for those that want to join us to do so. I'm hoping to have more of this place built for the weekend. My plan for the stream weekend, assuming I can get organized, will be to start putting together just a basic iron farm. It's not that I really need one for all that long, but there's times where it just simply comes in handy when you're dealing with a large quantity of villagers, particularly if I'm going to be using a bunch of the ones that will be having iron-related trades. I've leveled up the current set without doing that, and I will tell you it is a crazy huge number of melons and pumpkins involved when I did that, so I don't particularly want to repeat that. That and an awful lot of sugarcane for paper. We're still going to need a lot of the sugarcane for paper, but going really slowly via a mapping villager and a shepherd along with the farmers is just really, really pokey. So that's something that we're going to be changing up. I guess we're going to need some more wood for signs, which I hadn't really thought about, but that's okay. We have plenty. We have some that you guys saw waiting for us to chop. And I was thinking at some point here I need to go find myself a swamp because I'm going to need to see if I can find some orchids. Nero Wolf without his orchids would be a little bit sad, so I need to figure that one out. I thought about doing a giant chair for him, but I didn't really see any need for it, and there's not a whole lot of visual appeal to an armchair, so we'll see if I end up doing both, but in the early stages, there's probably not a point to doing... Oops, what am I doing here? Probably not a point to doing a large armchair. I may actually switch and instead give him the magnifying glass with maybe an orchid type farm underneath, or not farm, garden, I guess. Also, I have yet to pick up the honey, the beehive that showed up when I was doing oak farming for the floors. So we have that opportunity as well to come up with some method of a bee house or something to go with that. Probably not for this month's stream, but possibly for the next one. Good morning, Neon. Welcome on in. Hello, hello, hello. Hopefully things are treating you well down south. For once, we've actually got some half-decent weather up here, which is nice. Yesterday, I think we had some of the weather for the day was like plus 10 degrees Celsius, which is kind of nice for this time of year. It's not normal in our area. The other disadvantage, though, is for those of you who also measure in metric, we had 23-kilometer-an-hour winds, which does not do well for either my head cold or sensitivity with my ears. So it was a lot of earband wearing time. I like wind, and I also like, I do not like wind for my ears, but I also like kites. So it's one of those hypocritical double standard items. So yeah. I'm also thinking I'm very glad that I have sheep. I don't have an automatic sheep farm yet, but I definitely have a few sheep that have been sticking in a pen because they've been doing fairly well with giving me decent amounts of wool. And I got the shepherd giving me beds for cheap, so if I need to, I can go that route as well. I mean, it's not super cheap because I haven't zombified and cured anybody, and I don't intend to. But I mean, considering that even if I go the long way, emeralds are kind of a dime a dozen when you've got farms and so forth, that I couldn't buy the beds if I got too lazy. So, a little bit of AFK work yesterday. Spent a fair amount of time at the bone meal farm. It's actually kind of funny because I don't realize just how many stacks of bones it takes to fill a shulker of stacks of bone blocks. That's actually probably going to have me set for the majority of the season. But if I get an iron farm going, then I may consider. Oops, wrong one. I may consider just manually from time to time tossing it in to a composter and getting a little bit of bone meal back, or potentially automating that part. Filters are doable. I just want to make sure I've got the iron to do it first, because at this point I've actually been scraping by a little bit. I had a lovely gift of some iron for a while, which I intend to pay forward once I got enough blocks. But once I had moved up to diamond armor, and I kept that set just in case, because I just haven't bothered trading for a new set of diamond as a backup set. But once I got that going, basically when I was leveling up the villagers, I figured I would smelt the remaining junk iron down nugget at a time, and that's actually kept me in anvils. Very slowly, but it kept me in anvils, so I got to do a bunch of stuff. And then, of course, working with the skeleton farm, I will admit I've nicked a couple of bows here and there, so I've leveled that one up. This one's currently... I'm one of the Infinity crowd, so I've got an Infinity Power 3, which needs to be pushed up higher. Unbreaking 3, Punch 2, and Flame, so that'll keep me for a little while. I'm not the world's greatest shot, but it's nice to be able to keep stuff at a distance, particularly when it wants to hit you or eat you. So, yeah. I did take a brief trip out to the Nether again. Not Nether, sorry, the End again. Didn't fall off, thankfully. But I seem to have a bad habit of bridging to nowhere. I have yet to actually see an end city in person. Plenty of the server mates have, but I haven't yet seen an end city in person. So, it's one of those we'll do at some point, but I figured since it was getting nowhere, I'd come back and just do a little bit more building and shopping and so on and so forth. So putting these down is going a little quicker than I had expected, which is good news. So maybe we can corral some of these villagers and see about a little bit of breeding. So, as I mentioned, we have a stream weekend coming up this weekend, and some of the people involved, you'll have to forgive me if I forget any because I'm just doing this off the top of my head. We have ITT Tom, who's going to be aboard. We will have Swanky Potato, who's in chat. He's awesome as all get out, just as always. Neon Traveler is not one of our streamers, but I'm sure you'll probably see him in chat. He's one of our most awesome, almost cheerleader variety spirit dudes. He's great. We've got Peregrine is going to be, Peregrine78 I believe is going to be streaming, and Huge Stormy Owl is going to be there. We've got CJRV Williams is going to be there. So basically, there'll be a graphic coming up later on, and I think I've got it on my offline page on Twitch, and you'll see it on my new Twitter account, Delenn_Russell. And so do take a look, see if you can look up those dudes, give them a follow, so that we can all have a grand time on Saturday. Okay, so it's time to let out the babies and see what happens, actually. Yeah. There we go. Hello, you. You can wait. You can wait. And you can wait. Sorry. Not this time around. Sunset. Actually, let's go sleep it off before we start moving everybody around. A lot of people told me that beds are really helpful for attracting villagers inside there, but I really would rather try and lock them in than... Come on. I'd really rather try and lock the villagers in as they wander in, rather than having to worry about them getting chased down by the zombies. Just lost a couple of thankfully only farmers, but lost a couple of villagers that way, so let's see what we've got going. Hello. Yes, you can go somewhere else. Thank you. Take your sign. And your bed. Are you gonna make... Okay, sure. You're ahead of the game. You want this guy? You didn't have that guy. What? Why are you mad at me? Because I took your bed? Yeah, well, sorry. Go get close elsewhere. Everybody's happy with everybody, but maybe I have too many beds? I'm not sure. Alright. So you guys can come over to the library and see where things are going. We'll start in that corner. And where are we? Bed 1, bed 2, 3. Bed 4 there. It's a good place to start. That could be interesting. Alright. So I just realized that I'm gonna have to slightly alter my design, but that's okay. I don't have to take anything down. I was just intending to only have a 2-block gap here, but I guess I'm gonna have a 3-block high edge there when I put the ceiling in. That's actually part of why I wanted the great big shulker full of bone blocks, is we're actually going to use the bone blocks for the roof, which is a little disappointing that you can't make anything else out of the bone block itself rather than just blocks. But I just figured I like the look of it in lieu of paper, like in lieu of big pages for the book. Okay. Sirs, you're going to need your workstations. Let's try this one. I guess I might need a way to lock him in. That could be helpful. Where did you go? Well, I may have lost them. I'm good at that. And I lost my map too. Today is an interesting day. Okay, librarians, please, could you... Sirs? Here. Come over. They're gonna play leapfrog stations? Okay, I guess we are going to play leapfrog stations. Now would you please go inside? Excellent, one down. Okay. So let's get you straight into your home. Well, that was something I had not planned on. Let's try this again. Over there. Now I need to come back. You gonna come in, sir? Let's try this again. Leapfrog station there. Oh, someone else is gonna go in. No. You need to go inside. Go. You walked over there? Okay, perfect. Let's try you up here. Hello, sir. Oh, well, if we get somebody else, that's okay. Where are you? Excellent. Alright. No. Alright, so we're gonna go like this. And like this. Ah! I'm really batting 1,000 here today. Alright. I really should have brought a carpet. That was kind of dumb, actually. Now you be stuck, because I said so. Oops, nope, not there. Let's try this. I know I'm going to make a big mistake here. Oh. Okay, I'll take a look at the Twitter. I really hope I hadn't made a typo when I created it yesterday. It should be Glenn_Russell. Now, it's possible I may have done a dot or skipped the underscore altogether. Hello, sir? Okay, you're gonna get blocked in. Fine. We'll just do it this way then. That. I'm not gonna go here. Can't jump down. Okay. Hello? Go. 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 Please. Thank you. Move. A little more. No, There, take that. Uh-huh. Yeah, you're grumpy now. Let's try this. Enjoy. Go for it. You going to stand there? Stand there all day? You can go in here if you want. Pick a slot, any slot. Alrighty, so, yeah, in the meantime, let's see. So, around here, we've been getting a few people out for COVID and so forth in Canada. Few, I should say. Few that we know. But thankfully, our house is still... it has still managed to avoid having any COVID ourselves, which is very, very thankful and very, very lucky. What are you doing? Yes, so by having managed to avoid it so far, it's been quite, I guess it's helpful to, I can't think today, to be managing to skip that. We've had plenty of, there we go, alrighty. No, sorry. It's been helpful to have plenty of, like, the rapid tests available and so on. But, oops, what did I do there? Okay. There we are. It's about time. Sorry. So, I will definitely have to take a look into that Twitter oopsies. Hello, sir. Could you please lock myself in? There we go. Back up further, further. I know I'm going to get myself into trouble here. Hey, you. Yep. You are not leaving the building. Where did the other librarians go? Oh. There's... Are you trying to come in? Or are we gonna lose you? We're gonna lose you. Okay. As you can see, we've got a few people online today. Okay. Villager moving may not be in my cards for the day, but that's such as it is. Ah. No, not this way. Okay, you're not leaving there. Got two of them in, that's a start. I'm assuming that they've tried to connect to the beds. At least that's my hope. Aha. One. Are you coming, sir? Alrighty. No, I don't think so. Oops. That work. Perfect. Go. Nope. Ah. Okay, you. I don't care who you are. Just go. No? Go. In there. Go. Goodbye. There. Okay. About time. Excellent. One down. All right. Let's see if we can get a second one. You coming? So now where are you going? Are you going in there, please? Please, thank you. No. Aha. There. Oh, haha. That's not gonna work if I'm in here with him. Buddy, no. You stay back. Stay back there. In here with me. You asked who I lost. I let out 3 librarians. And, I did not think I was going to get them before they got grabbed. Some nights I get lots and lots of zombies. Other nights I get very, very few. And I got... Go away. Back up, please. Thank you. Haha. I got lucky last night, and turns out I didn't have zombies, so... We got good, I guess you could say. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. Let's see if I can find the 3rd librarian. Okay, sir. Let's see, where did you go? Where did you go? Do I even... There you are. Come on. Come on in. Come meet your friends. You don't like me, do you? Back up, please. Torch pan the area? Yeah, probably, because then they'll come in because it's lighter. That's probably a good plan. I'll also get rid of the zombies, exactly. Sometimes I like having them a little bit if I'm prepared for it, because then I can get the villagers to be running in a direction I like, so I can funnel them. And if I... Really? I don't need you in my head. There we go. Ah! Not quite. Aw, man. Back up just one more time. No, I said back up. Thank you. Back up. Anyway, riveting content. Thank you, sir. You know, you're not helping. You're not helping. Go. Let's block that one. See how you like that. Aha. Now what are you gonna do? You're really not... There. Hello. Thank you. Alright. Torch spamming the area would probably be a good plan. There we go. Okay. This one. Block that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 1, 2, 3. I got a 4th lectern, so there's gotta be 4th. Maybe not a 4th guy running around. I thought there was one over here, but I may have... I don't know what just happened there. It's okay. Let's find some other guys, and then they can come in and start breeding for me. Aha, you are out here, you silly librarian. Hey, bud. Here, come get a job. You want a job? The thing about librarians is they don't follow you quite the same way. I found that at least it seems like you don't have to necessarily leapfrog the farmers quite the same way. If you hold a composter, they just follow you around like a little puppy. What are you connecting to? Seriously, bud, what did you just connect to? Okay, that one. Perfect. Okay, you gotta come with me. We're gonna take you home. Where did you go? Goofball. Well, when all else fails, in that respect, let's get a few melons and get us some emeralds for more bookshelves. I'm not going to be wasting a whole ton of time running around with the melons. That's useful, but not necessarily plan A, I guess you could say. This is actually part of the reason why I'm looking for an iron farm, because then I can just grab a bunch of iron, trade it up, get the emeralds, and off we go. There we are. Ooh, let's get out of here. What sort of mood are you in today? Expensive, but that's okay. Shelf to start with. Bookshelf guy that I just got, which actually would not be a bad thing. Where did you go, sir? Which one are you? Hello? Which one are you? Oh, Silk Touch Man. Okay, I don't want to lose you. Let's get this. Go a little closer. Are you willing to come? Where did you end up? Oh, he's on his way. Perfect. Let's take this. And we'll go down the hall. Especially for beds. They like their beds. And when in doubt, torch spam set area. So, maybe. Where did you go to? What is your problem? Dude? And you vanished again. I should be seeing you. That's really, really weird. Oh, haha. You're in my other bed. No, you can't have this bed. Sorry. You gotta find a different bed. Sorry. Okay, so let's just quickly take a good suggestion from Neon. Put one on the outside. And just throw a few torches all around the outside here. I will admit, one of the things I do like about the new the 118 update, it's not really new and much anymore, but one of the things I do like about it is, of course, the ability for torches to do a lot more usefulness, or a lot more area coverage than they used to. I do quite like that. But anyways, I was going to say, part of the reason I moved the farm, not only did I want it up higher, Where did you go? Oh, right where I wanted him. Excellent. One of the reasons I wanted up higher was also because this area is a lot more solid beneath. I was thinking, you know, the whole idea of a library where you can't... Oh, no, go away. The whole idea of a library where you can hear everybody else just didn't work for me. I mean, you know, libraries are supposed to be quiet places. You stay there. There, that'll work. And so having zombies groaning and spiders hissing and Endermen doing their Enderman thing didn't really fit my feel of the library, so I had to pull that out. Although I guess hindsight 2020, I might have been better off to... what's the word? I might have been better off to just go with the space I had, because this one might have worked better for an iron farm that doesn't have to be crazy up in the air. But that's okay. Iron farms can be redecorated when necessary. Okay, let's see. I've got an extra bed here. There we go. Next. Oh, actually, I don't want them there. 1, 2, 3, yeah. We'll move the other 3 and then just lock them in, though, because they don't really need to be in here. They can actually be in the library, just wandering around doing their little get-to-know-you dealio. Hello. Hello. And you know what? I'm gonna steal your bed, too. Yeah, I know, you're annoyed with me. I get it. Alright. So, I can't think of where I was going with this. Oh, I had some fun the other day. You can just barely, from time to time, see that I've got bees hanging out at the top. I got hit the other day, actually, and a bee nearly killed me when I was grinding off camera, because one of them got into my sheep pen down in behind the fences and would not come out. I ended up trying like a flower to see if I could get them to fly higher, and they just got stuck. And the sheep were crowding it in, so it couldn't get out. And I didn't realize till after I'd been hit that it was still in there. So I had to go in, of course, and try and move the sheep around a little bit to get it out. But in the process of going to try and trim the sheep's wool, I managed to smack the bee, and it was pretty angry at me. So it hit a little harder than I expected. I had not been hit by a bee before, and that definitely surprised me. Okay, what else we got? I can get this one. Where's your bed? One more. Alrighty. Torch spamming. Now let's try some decorative torch spams here. I'll take this one down. This place is a little bigger than I expected, but that's totally okay. Okay, let's see what I can do for workstations and jobs and feeding people things, I guess. Okay, that's not useful, really, so let's put that one here. Close this up and this up. That. Throw this one down there. And the Fletcher table down next to it. Oops, no, I don't want that. I really do not want anybody leaving. Where did they get to? Just curious. At least the map thinks they're still in here. Which should be sort of weird. Oh, they are. Are you guys, like, stuck? That's really odd. Let's start taking out this stuff and see what happens. Bye. Well, if you don't want to wander, you don't want to wander, I guess. That's just different. You gonna go anywhere? Oops. Well, you're surprising me just a little bit, gentlemen. Hopefully come nightfall you'll change your minds and go for a bit of a wander. Because your beds are elsewhere. There, try that on for size. So the doors are only temporary. But we don't want kids wandering around. Alright, well, I guess if they're just gonna stay in there, they can stay in there for... Oh, there they go, finally. Somebody decided to move anyway. What are you doing? You gonna go anywhere? Q. Mass exodus, alright. No, that's not what we want. We want to go over here and get some wheat so that we can make the bread. Farm up carrots. And it looks like I'm going to have to turn around and replant these just because I didn't have enough. I was kind of hoping that by not having a villager that takes carrots at the moment, I will probably end up having to either get myself another farmer or just clobber the one I've got and replace him anyway. But I've got, by not having one that takes carrots, then I was thinking that I might actually use them exclusively for breeding up villagers. Because I can't really think of a whole lot of great use for it afterwards. At the moment I can buy golden carrots cheap enough, so it won't be me eating them. Alright. Eventually, at some point post-Iron Farm, I will probably turn these farms into automatic ones with villagers, so that they'll be harvesting for me. But that's one of those things that is farther down the to-do list, because A, it interferes with the builds, just in terms of priorities, and B, it's being somewhat lacking in iron resources to begin with, which is not a huge deal. It just means that things that are heavily hopper focused will be a little bit further down the line. And yeah, some people have asked me why I haven't actually opened a mine yet. On one hand, it could be partially laziness. On the other hand, I mean, it could be chicken, but I guess on the third hand, if one had one. Sorry, Fiddler on the Roof reference. That thus far I've actually been doing passively without farming or without mining yet. So until I needed those blocks for something like a build, then I just hadn't bothered. But definitely something I'm gonna have to get to, but just haven't bothered. Which is probably a bit of a waste of time when I think about it. Just do that later. What we really need is bread. 26, well, that'll have to do a start. Let's just do a quick nip in and sleep away the day. I think I accidentally locked the gentleman out of the house. Which is kind of silly. Yeah, I locked him out. Not such a great move. Where'd you... I wonder if they're going to come back. Well, hopefully. If not, I'll just release the librarians and breed up more. It's not critical, but yeah. And we're going to need a bunch of beds, so I might as well go and see what we can do about that in the meantime. It is quite quiet this morning, and I am still working on a list of things that may be interesting, taking a look at sort of the news of the day, looking at, I guess, a little bit of the DC73 server gossip of the day, if there's anything notable, but I'm not a huge one for gossip per se, but just more the, hey, have you noted X or Y has happened? Looking forward to catching Dadcraft73's stream tonight. Missed him on the weekend simply because other things came up for him, and so I'm hoping to sit in on stream this evening. He could be watching paint dry as long as he's willing to chit-chat with us. I'm willing to watch him. Oh, Mr. B. Are you the one that I punched the other day? I can't remember. Looks like I may end up having to do some leapfrog villager jobs again. Oh well. Let's go in and get ourselves some more beds. Beds. No, we don't need the flooring. So let's just turn that into beds for starters. That's gonna be a problem there. Oh, I had excess carrots. Handy. Okay, how many beds can I... Actually, if I put away some of this junk... There's... Oh, not the bread. Slabs will work. Put that away. Don't need any more fencing at the moment. That should give us a little bit of space for beds. Oh, there's one more bread. Let's get that sucker turned over. Alright. Ah, thank you, Neon. That's very, very helpful. That might explain... The bees have really been enjoying the flowers. I haven't actually had to do a whole lot. I did bee breed them more out of curiosity, so maybe that's the guy I breeded up. I really don't know. Pardon me. I have not name tagged anybody yet either, so I haven't decided what I'm going to be doing in the Java world for supporter recognition. I've thought about, because I'm not affiliate yet, I've thought about naming things for my followers, but I'm actually thinking about setting up temporarily an alternate point system, just because I don't have any drive to be jumping too fast in this growth, I guess you could say. Just I'm enjoying streaming as it is. So there may be some alternate types of redemptions and alternate types of points coming in fairly quickly, possibly before stream weekend. But number one for me, in prepping for the stream weekend, was actually to make sure I had enough materials to be able to do the projects I want to do. Because after I can start getting the villagers in there and starting to breed up and so on, then we can use the bone blocks I picked up to start building an arched roof that will come across and then down in the center and then back up on the other side, and then I'll have to light that up. That'll be another reason I'm going to want some iron to go with an iron farm, is because then we can start putting chains and hanging lanterns inside and that sort of business. Okay, what have I got here? Oh, beds, right. I knew I was in the middle of doing something. Do I have... No, I do not have... Hello, sir. Are you coming to get a job? Well, you've got a job. Are you coming to find your station? Maybe. Oh, maybe. Come on. So I'm just going to put this one right outside. There we are. Ready beds. 18 beds. Wow. Not quite ready for that many in my inventory. It's probably all I can fit. Yeah. let's just start throwing beds down. I can always pull them out if I need to. Okay. Okay, there's one down. That's not gonna work. Let's put that torches out. Perfect. Alright. Two more. Two. This is gonna be a pretty big place. And very, very crowded, actually. I probably should have put in fewer and had more open space, but one of those, if I can, I might as well try and go big rather than go home. More of an experience that way, at least for me. Hello? Are you ready? No, you need a different one. You're not a Fletcher. Sorry, go this way. You go this way, please. Yeah, yours is over there. No, you're not that guy either. Yeah, you are that guy. That's fine. You want to be that guy over there? Yeah, let's be right down in this corner. So we're gonna close it. You like that window? You like that spot? Okay. What if I take your station away? And then you mad at me? Oh, try that. Right in your face. You push just a little bit much, sir. I do not like pushers. I will push you instead. You know that, right? Let's throw your station down here, and then I will take it away later. You want it? You want it? Want it? What are you? I don't have anything I want from you. Yeah, well, to you too. Well. Oh, now I'm in your head. Thank you. Fine. If you're gonna be a brat, you can just stay in there. Alright, we were doing beds, that's what it was. If all they want is beds, they will probably stay outside, so I probably should have started on the inside, but if we don't have enough, we don't have enough. ITT Tom says, I'm doing the same villager talk right now. Yeah, they have some attitude some days. I was in a mall one day, actually. About a couple months ago, I guess, just doing some Christmas shopping. And in the mall, I was standing next to somebody in lineup, and they had a phone that suddenly went, "Huh," and then they checked their messages. And I thought that was really kind of cool. I'm not sure I'd want that as my text message, but at least it was sort of an interesting way to be somewhat unobtrusive. And it's one of those situations where only those in the know would really have any clue what on earth is going on. Well, that gentleman did not have to be... Whoa, whoops, no. Ah! away. You stay in there. Thank you. Let's see if I can find... Oh, okay, we've got one of the three. I don't know why the other two aren't coming, but that's not good. Kill him! Yeah, I think it'd be kind of cool to have different sounds for different people. Somebody suggested I could put my mother-in-law as an Enderman scream. I had thought that that would be a little bit over the top. I like her a little bit better than that. But I could see why that might be appealing if you had, say, like an ex-boyfriend or ex-girlfriend or something that you didn't get along with by the time you broke up. That might be amusing, or a sibling you never want to hear from. But there are a lot more pleasant sounds. There we go. Number 2 is in. Excellent. Yeah, where are you going, sir? Are you looking for your station? It's way over there, bud. Gotta keep on going. Keep on trucking. Where did you leave again? Probably. Oops. Overviews. Yep. Are you coming back? Maybe? Maybe, kinda, sorta? If I get one more in there, I'll be happy. Yeah, I'd rather have both. But... in any case, okay, where was I at? Oh, 12, I know what I wanted. Where did you go? Distraction, squirrel. Which one are you? You are... no, you're the paper infinity guy. Okay. Let's just put these up so I don't forget. Done. Which one are you? You are... oh, you're my bookshelf man. Bookshelf and looting 2. Bookshelf... looting 2. I'd rather have looting 3, but hey, you are what you are. Which one are you? You are... mending. Okay. Okay. Enjoy your lurk, Dion. Enjoy your lurk. And Silk Touch. This one out. Adding the extra, actually just put those wolves back. Adding the extra wolves more just for keeping them trapped as opposed to anything else at the moment. I wanted, while I was in here, what was I looking for? I was looking for bookshelves. Bookshelf, bookshelf, bookshelf. There we go. I think I have a book somewhere. I'm not too fussed about that, but I need to create another lectern, so that's what we wanted the bookshelf for. And that's also what I wanted. Slabs, what else do I want? Lectern, there we go. Okay. The thing about villagers for me is it's very to and fro. I have a funny habit of losing track of them and making it maze. And hindsight 2020 and all that, I probably, rather than chasing them down in this rather ridiculous setup, should have actually built it as I went. A little bit similar to what I've seen recently with other players. But hey, here we are. Alright, do I know how far away that dude went? You really have wandered away, haven't you? There's another one over there. Okay, well, it is what it is. Let's see. Actually, Shepherd, you're over there. Let's just go and get your table. Give me just a second. Alright, we're back. Mr. Fletcher. Let's take these out of the road. And we'll take this one. And yes, sir, I know you're in there. If I can get through quick enough. There we go. Excellent. Okay. So if I could take away your table and get you to go in, then you'll be set. I'm gonna take away a lot of this mess. Can you please back up? Back up. There's your table. Enjoy. There we are. One down. Okay. This one. Oops, I'm gonna need that actually. Something back. Somebody once told me that when you're streaming, it's a lot of putting what you think inside on the outside. I'm not really sure how accurate that is, but there are a lot of days it certainly feels like it. Which is kind of interesting because if you start doing that in public, people look at you like you lost your mind. And I can't exactly say they're wrong. Sometimes I do wonder how many streamers feel like we've lost our minds. Okay, so we have a fletching table and a loom, and let's see if we can get one of the two gentlemen in here. Otherwise, I'll just go around putting up more beds. Where did those two go? Well, as some would say, most of them have gone walkabout. But that's okay. Where did we have you? Aha. Mr. Fletcher, sir. Will you please stay with me? I'll put you over here. Yoink. Excellent. This way. And come on in. Really? Are you coming? No, he's too close. Okay, well. If I have to end up with new ones, I'll end up with new ones. It's not going to be the end of the world. Let's see, is the loom guy going to be any better? Not particularly. Hello. Alright, in the meantime, I'm just going to chop down. Yeah, I've seen a bunch of people over the years that have worn T-shirts that talk about losing their mind. They can't be not being able to find it and wonder where they left it. And last one I saw that I can remember was one that said that they wish they could find their keys because it's probably keeping company with the mind they lost. My dad used to have some really cheesy quips along those lines. Actually, it's amazed me that I haven't accidentally used some of the same lines and patter he has yet. My father, when I was growing up, in addition to being a draftsperson for a local oil company. He also was a magician for kids. Now, that sounds kind of weird. It is definitely a very strange occupation for a person. I mean, just, it's not strange in a bad way, it's just unusual. So when people would say, you know, what does your dad do for work? Or what does your mom do? And I'd say, oh, you know, I've got like a drafts person or a librarian or whatever. But when I'd say, yeah, I've got a magician, people are like, whoa, so cool, what? But, and I mean, it was kind of cool. Like, I got to meet some neat people and learn a bunch of neat stuff and so on. But at the same time, it's just very odd because your life is busy. You know, everybody else goes to see goes Christmas shopping or to Christmas parties on the weekends or whatever in December, and we were going nuts every weekend because my mom would drive my dad to his company Christmas party shows that he was doing for other clients and other companies. When I was a kid, that was my first summer job, or not summer job, sorry, first kids job. Yes, are you going in there? Was to help tote things in and out at shows and be the cute little kid assistant, which I will personally say, by my taste in the look of kids, me as a kid ain't got it. It just so happened that way. It wasn't anything critical, you know. I mean, one does not always like the look of oneself, but it's not what you think of as a youth assistant for a magic show. On the other hand, I mean, I made a few bucks, and I will never sniff at that, because he used to pay me $5 a show, and then I'd get like $30 or something over the course of one weekend worth of shows, so I quite enjoyed that. I don't know if you can see it from there. Let's try this. And we don't want him out. There we go, that should work better. If he's in here. Did I actually catch him? Nope, he turned around and went out. My luck. Hello, sir. Do you want to come play? Come on in. We could use another employee. Oh, you are in here. Okay. Perfect. You want to play early. This is nice. Oh, no. 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 Not leaving. Not that easy. You turn around again. There. We'll just make the space smaller. Are you going to go in your little happy hole? I will take your table away. Ugh. Fine, I will take your table away. And I took it away from me, too. That's really not helpful. I will give it to you as soon as you go in your space. Thank you, please. Back up. There you are. Ha! You can have it. All right. 2 down. And why I just did that is beyond me, because I need these two both in here to be breeding. That's dumber than a sack of hammers. Okay. Let's put this one... Yeah. Yeah, you too. I know. People make mistakes. Can't always get what you want. Had to think about that for a bit. Where's the other gentleman? Have you been in here yet? Oh, perfect. Alrighty. So, sir, I need you to go find your friend and give me some kids. Okay. Yes, you can have your table. I'll put it back in the corner for you. Right? Alright, let's go over this way. And we don't want you leaving. Where did I put that? Oh, there it is. How about this way? Yeah, you can have your table. I'll take this one and we'll put it across the way over here. What, do you need more? Yes, what? Okay. You're not gonna make babies, and I just figured out partly why. Okay. Let's do it this way. One there. One there. One there. There, will that make you happy? Let's start putting beds up on the roof as we need them. Alrighty, okay. Sorry I didn't catch your message earlier, Stoner Miner. You were an assistant car mechanic. I didn't know there was such a thing. That's pretty cool. I mean, not that everybody has to have the perfect solution. Ooh. Grats. Like, I didn't know there was such a thing as an assistant car mechanic. But it makes perfect sense. I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean that one has to have all of the certifications. And I mean, somebody's got to make the calls. No, and I just reset my spawn point. Oh well. Why am I running around? Here we go, one more. You still can't repair a car, but you know what the tools are called. Okay. Well, on the other hand, I mean, hey, if they use the who's or what's it in the doomer hickey or something, and you know that's completely the wrong tool, then you can call them out. So that's still handy in some format. Why do I have that sound over there? Interesting. Are you two going to do something for me? There, I have carrots for later. You look really bored. Well, let's see. At least that got you to trade, so maybe you can work. What's this? Sticks. Nope, sorry, I only have 5 sticks. I really don't need arrows right now. Oh, you are picky. Picky, picky, picky. You can have both, I really don't care. Oops. So apparently, the automod does not like Stoner Miner's short form of his name. So, I'm gonna have to do some tweaking in that one. I understand why, contextually. And it does fit, but that doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to be able to get all of the questions through if I miss what's getting modded. I'm going to try a little bit better to pay some more attention. Part of this learning the streaming gig is getting used to reading the chat screen at the same time. Now, I could put it on screen, but that does end up posing a bit of a challenge for me when I'm doing other things, because I can squirrel far too often on things that don't really need to be squirreled. Yeah, ITT Tom, I find that's the one that I often cite that is really annoying to me in that respect. There we go. Thank you. Is actually that CK gets her name grabbed a lot. Which is funny, but just because a lot of people don't spell it with a number in there. If they do, it wouldn't get tagged nearly as much. But unfortunately, that's not the case for a lot of people. So I've seen a half a dozen comments go by where people commented on, my message didn't go anywhere. Well, yeah, it never went anywhere because, you know, your message didn't go anywhere because, unfortunately, it did not like her name. But it's one of those ones where I'd love to, I'm probably going to whitelist certain things in context as they come up. This one probably not, only because Stoner Miner often goes by another name, which is not going to get caught, so I'm just going to let that sit for a little bit. Oh, you liked engines and watching your dad repair engines and got the tools. So does that mean then that you would actually be choosing to do your own oil changes and that sort of thing, even if you didn't end up repairing the car? Okay, so since you two are doing what you need to do, I will just slip out here real quick. No. And grab my crafting table, because I can probably go inside with that. Grab some more wool, and I know I just traded a bunch of it off, but it's not like we can't get more. Let's start making more of those beds. Now, I will probably try and trap in villagers as librarians, but I don't think I'm going to roll them up on camera, at least not yet. It's one of those things that can be a little bit tedious. Though we'll see about recording some of the stuff that has been rolled, and if anything really interesting happens, as plenty of players say, I'll bring you back. But, yeah. One of the things I'm looking at is I've got the beehive, and part of the reason I haven't bothered putting it up, A, it's out of the way, so it's not bothering anything. And B, I do want to do a bee house of sorts, but I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to, which build I'm going to incorporate that into, or whether or not that's going to be a build itself. I actually may take a talk to Stormy Owl and see if she would mind if I replicated some of her design from Bedrock last season. And she built a very large beehive for one of her shops in the shopping district, and I may talk to her about getting permission to replicate that on the Java server. And just because that might work fairly well, either do that or a bee box of sorts that looks a little bit more like some of the ones you'd see in the real world for beekeeping, as a reference, as an additional reference to Sherlock Holmes, because supposedly when he retired, he went to the Sussex Downs and took up beekeeping. So that's a possible reference there that would work fairly well as a dual purpose unit. So one would be our bee house, and the second would be the character reference for the builds that we're looking at this season. That, because Sherlock Holmes is one of my favorite characters in Mystery, it's not quite the OG detective, but pretty close. And who you talk to, that's debatable. But because It's one of my favorites. It's one that I was able to come up with quite a number of ideas for things to do. So I'm attempting to still focus on some of the other characters instead. Let's see, where are we here? Do we have... Oh, we don't have a grown-up yet. That's just silly. Right. What was I expecting? Alright, so I'll just do a really quick... There's not really a tour, but take a quick look at what I've got here and what's worth going after. So, basically, I'm going to do more of these guys just because I like having variety, even though I don't need 2, technically, for Java to get a full set of diamond, particularly if you take off. But, I mean, I didn't do too bad. Protection 2 is okay. You know, it could be better. Respiration 1 is helpful. Projectile protection could just go the way of the dodo. I don't care. And then the diamond boots, I like those. I'll definitely keep that gentleman. Yes, actually, sorry, distraction. So backing up one conversation, just to cover off some of the comments I've had. Yes, I was looking at Stoner Miner wanted to get into fixing cars, but his father convinced him that he could do more with his life. You know, it's funny, I would agree and disagree at the same time. And the reason I say that is that while you can generally do more through life and or make more, I'm one of the people who's a fan of trades. And part of the reason for that is trades are jobs that no matter what you do, we will always need them. So even if you go to electric cars, there's going to be people that need to figure out how to repair electric cars and keep them in good running order. Or there will always be people that are going to need to fix our plumbing. There will always be people that need to, you know, do pipe fitting, or we will need even things like actual seamstresses, and no, that's not a euphemism. That's the people who actually alter clothing and resize clothing and build custom pieces. We will generally always need those jobs. So I'm a huge fan of that. But if you would go into computers, as the way the world's going, in a way, a computer person is becoming a trade of its own, depending on what you're actually doing in the field of computers. So yeah, so when you do repair work for computers, in a way, as I said, that's becoming a bit of a trade, so I respect that as well. I guess one could say it's a future trade that's growing because more and more people are having computers, although it's hard to say because computers are becoming less and less repairable in the field without a whole bunch of special tools. More items are becoming integrated to the board, to the chips. So there's less you can actually do. They used to call it FRPs, or field replaceable parts, as I'm sure some of you are aware. So even computer towers is a very common one. I mean, it's full of FRPs because you build them, either you build them yourself or you get them pre-built. And sometimes you'll still get situations where things are soldered onto the motherboard that really you wish weren't. But that said, even laptops had a number of field replaceable parts. But in order to streamline things down and have less jacks and ports and slots for things, and slim computers down, keep them light, keep them fast, give room for cooling, that sort of thing, then you're finding more and more is onboard and harder to replace. And I mean, the people that really impress me, well, not the people, but some of the people that really impress me are the ones that insist on understanding those boards and learning how to do the solder work. I gave up once we got to past breadboards. The dealing with stuff on a board, I can read it, I know what's what, but that's about as far as it goes. Understanding which is better than another one, totally not on my radar. But Stern Miner's other comment asked if I'd seen the TV series called Elementary with a modern take on Sherlock, and actually, I quite like that one. Well, okay, yes and no, I did and didn't. I wasn't as huge on the fact that the series creators decided they were going to take... No, I'm going to need some paper. Series creators decided they were going to take a much deeper look at Sherlock Holmes' drug addiction element, which was never part of my favorite elements of the original stories. I looked at it as a crutch used, in the stories used as a way of explaining that Sherlock Holmes was incredibly bored and he was so smart he could keep something keep his system, I guess you'd say, on edge, and honed wouldn't be the word because I don't believe drugs do that, but his 7% solution, which is very well known, and usually cocaine, but it is noted that he also did have an addiction to morphine. That the elementary series, I felt focused a little too hard on that one. The thing I was not a huge fan of was swapping Moriarty's gender to be less cerebral and put in some feminine elements to it. It's an interesting take, but they had to have the girlfriend and the intimate relationships that I did not necessarily feel lent itself well. In terms of modern takes on Sherlock Holmes, I much preferred the BBC's Sherlock series, in terms of how they did, not how they did Holmes actually, but how they did Moriarty. I preferred the British version of Moriarty over the American one. But both series had their very intriguing elements, I guess. For example, the American series, I actually quite liked the idea of having a female Watson who was not a romantic interest. That was something new to me, and I quite enjoyed that. The idea of a sober second companion was cool, sort of keeping people on the straight and level. I mean, both series also had their flop moments. Not a huge fan of some of the takes with regards to people who were willing to blow other people up. Like there was an episode in Sherlock where Moriarty was trying to get at Sherlock so badly that he basically kidnapped somebody and then had them wearing an explosive vest. That was a bit warped for my sense of humor. Doesn't necessarily mean it isn't an appropriate interpretation of a modern Sherlock, but it was definitely not to my personal taste. But yeah, it was different in a way that was quite appealing. I also liked that in both series there were throwbacks and somewhat oblique references available to the books if one really wanted to look at it. None of them did a straight out recreation, which is good because I'm biased and I have a favorite actor for Sherlock Holmes in general, and that would actually be Jeremy Brett. I'm part of the Jeremy Brett camp, partly because that's who I grew up with, but partly because Jeremy Brett and Granada were some of the few that did the more faithful recreations of the stories. They weren't perfect, but it was a great way to bring some of my friends' kids into watching Sherlock Holmes who had never seen or read the original stories before. So that was a good way in some cases to be able to what's the word? To, I guess, give them a version where most of the differences in a particular episode between the short story they were covering and the television version of it were easily explainable. Not as in forgivable, but as in it makes sense for filming reasons why they did X or Y. And that really worked for me. But I would at some point like to see another modern attempt at doing the letter or the original stories. I should say almost to the letter, but potentially do them in a modern world as much as possible. And that's not going to be easy. I don't know at the moment of any director I can think of who would be ideal for that sort of thing. Though I guess if we're on the subject, I'm asking, did you like or did you see? I don't know if anybody here has seen the 2 Robert Downey Jr. movies of Sherlock Holmes. I thought those were quite cool. I was actually hoping for a third one. But it's one of those ones where you have to take it as a separate interpretation, not as a more literal one referencing the books, because I mean even that one had its failings. But it was quite neat. And I will be honest, I'm a bit of a Stephen Fry fan, so I really liked seeing Stephen Fry playing the older brother Mycroft. They didn't need to have him nude, but I think that's just showing. It was a very good way of visually describing how unique and a little bit different that Mycroft's character is designed to be. Even in the original short stories, that Mycroft probably would not have been nude, but it's a little bit easier to explain visually to people that a person is unsociable and a bit of a loner without necessarily making them basically say ultra corpulent and sitting around in a Victorian armchair all the time. So the other thing I liked about the Robert Downey Jr. series is they did while I didn't necessarily like the slowdowns used during some of the fight scenes, I really did like the way they used that technique as a way of showing to the viewers that that Holmes had a very quick intellect and had pretty much pre-thought out the battle before it actually happened. But also one of the other things it does is it emphasizes, as seen in the books from Watson's point of view, that sometimes he thought he was slower than Holmes in a notable way, such that if we were to be playing Watson's or reading as Watson's character, Holmes would have thought things out 2 steps ahead of us. And then when you look at things from Holmes' point of view, as they're doing in the movie as well, movies, I guess you could say, then he would have seen the whole battle in slow motion. I'm not necessarily sure how realistic that would be in terms of the way people really think, but it definitely clarifies that what we see may not necessarily be at the same rate someone else has already pre-thought about it. It's interesting how that modern filming of Sherlock Holmes and the Robert Downey, that one and the Benedict Cumberbatch series for Sherlock took the intellectual description of Holmes a little differently in terms of, for example, I guess more, not in terms of, but for example, the BBC Sherlock series had the Mind Palace. And people have written books on that sort of thinking pattern, thinking system. And to some extent it does work. But the visualization of it in the Sherlock series didn't really work for me. The concept is there. I mean, it has the idea that there's only so much space in your attic lumber room, so to speak, in your thought patterns. And you keep what you need to keep, and you ditch what doesn't apply. And in Holmes' line of work, one of the examples Watson uses to describe this is when he starts out in The Study in Scarlet to enumerate Holmes' skills and or lack thereof, or knowledge. And he's got a lot of knowledge of botany and chemistry, but he doesn't know nor care whether the sun goes around the earth or whether the earth goes around the sun. It makes no difference to him. The fact that the sun rises and sets, great. If it takes the earth to spin, fine. So much the better, but it doesn't make a lick of difference to him in the grand scheme of things. So I think I like that both the Sherlock series and the Robert Downey Jr. films showcase that by Holmes having some very eclectic knowledge, which was useful in his line of work, although it would be completely, utterly pointless at a conversational party. But on the other hand, sometimes I wonder if knowing, celestial stuff like Earth and around the sun, or things of that more esoteric nature, I guess, or more non-specific nature maybe, would be useful in terms of some of the disguise work he was doing, because it was very difficult to come from nothing each time, or at least I would imagine it would be, come from nothing each time when one has to put on a new character. So, pardon me. Are you into? Oh, you're still expensive, you silly goof. Anyway, so you'd have to learn every character from scratch. You'd have to learn every role from scratch, even though you may have experience playing certain characters, you wouldn't necessarily know them until something becomes inherent. For example, I couldn't necessarily go and roleplay successfully as a gentleman, or even as a non-gentleman, I guess, what do we need? Don't need any of that, really. If I've got the space, let's just get it out of the road. I've got one. So I couldn't roleplay as a gentleman, as Irene Adler did in a case of identity, but if I actually studied it, I could. But I'd have to probably get things. Sort of like people talk about half the stuff, or maybe 80% of the stuff they learned in school during their grade school years is something that they during their grade school years is something that they don't remember now. A lot of us talk about not remembering our high school mathematics, and which is actually kind of funny as a parent, because we sort of have to get back into that, because there's a point at which our kids kind of go, "Can you help me with my math homework?" Maybe. Why am I carrying that around? Actually, let's put that outside. But yeah, so I'm kind of all over the place like Holmes. But as you can see, if I really wanted to, I could do an entire Holmes theme base. I just didn't really feel that was worth it this season. And I don't think it'll be next season directly either, because there are other characters out there that are just as interesting. Do you need more carrots? Oh, no, nobody's grown up yet, so I'm not too... You've grown up. We've got one. We've got one! Yay! Got one, man. But yeah, I could do a whole series on that one. Mixing it up is kind of fun. I mean, I've got... One of the other suggestions I'd had actually involved a large number of... I can't even remember what the word is now. Disney-themed elements. Oh, well, if you're just... Really? Okay. So, I was gonna say... So, one of the other ideas I'd had was to do a large number of oversized Disney statues, possibly. What am I doing that for? Oh yeah, right, I remember now. 6, sunset. Okay. There's enough for everybody. So. Hi, Fantastic Sherlock Fox. Welcome aboard. Glad to see you. What have you got? Aqua Affinity? No. Oh well, I don't really care. If I don't lock you in, it won't be there. Let's see if I let this last one out. Can I get some more breeding going on? Hello. Would you like some carrots? Or not? Might have to throw it a little closer. Yeah, well, little guys, you can have them too. I really don't care. Where did... Oh, I see. Okay. Hopefully the meetings were not too straining this morning, or too time wasting, I guess. Yeah, actually, Fantastic Sherlock Fox and I used to sit and watch Elementary together a lot of the time. That was I think it was our Thursday evening thing. But I can't remember why we stopped. There partly was the series, something about the series, and partly was that we found something else to do on Thursday nights. So, that DC was streaming, and so even if we could have gone and binged what was left over of the Elementary series, or then we didn't necessarily have to, because we had other things to do. Yes? You guys like your workstations, I understand. Oh, right, there's a cooldown. Right. Okay. Let's hang on until we've got some stuff. What do you actually... So this is probably not a new trick to anybody, that what I'm going to use here, but I've figured out for my own style, it works... Where did it go? I'm gonna have to put stuff in a more sensible location later. With my own style, it seems to work fairly well when rolling a villager. First, I gotta get you in there. Go. No. Okay, let's go in here, and I'm gonna have you stay with me. Yes. Back up. Haha, take that. Now let's hope I can get his workstation. There we go. Now if you back up, thank you. There we go. So I found it for myself, it works fairly well to add a trapdoor down here, because then you can easily catch him to see what he's got. But then if you go to chop up the workstation and it ends up too far back and you can't pick it up, then it allows you to just open up the trapdoor, get closer, but the villager can't get through. Alright. And I'll probably need to make another trip to the bookshelf guy. Where did you go? You my bookshelf guy? Yeah. Bookshelf guy, I need a few of these. 2, 3. That will do for now. And just for convenience sake, let's put this down here. So you've seen the series 2 times. I never thought about rewatching that series. Part of it is I've got a whole bunch of other ones that I remember seeing that I would like to rewatch. Some of them are British police procedurals. And that's just... There we go. Like, for example, I think they're British police procedurals. Anyways, there's one I remember called Pie in the Sky. And that actually had the actor that played Dudley Dursley. No, not Dudley Dursley, sorry. Vernon Dursley during the Harry Potter films. And he played a police detective inspector. So... Oops, not that one. I guess I would need to do that, but... He played a DI, and did really well at it. I quite enjoyed that series. There we go. That should do the trick. So that's one I'd like to watch over again. And there's a bunch I hadn't caught. Like, I really want to watch Midsummer Murders at some point. There's a lot of that. Frost and Morse. So I'm into the British ones as well when it comes to television. Are you having fun? Oh, you have a job. I keep looking at this guy from behind and thinking he doesn't have a job. But he does. So. Hello, you. Oh, yeah. You're still okay. You 2. You 3. Okay. So those are some of the things I'd like to rewatch. I mean, as there's never enough hours in the day to watch everything you'd like to watch. Okay, so we're getting a little low just going to do a quick hydrate here, and I'll be right back on the line. Sorry about that, my mouth was pretty stuck. Another meeting for Fantastic Sherlock Fox. I hope that meeting will keep you, and you'll be on mute till the end of the stream. That's too bad. I mean, hey, enjoy it. Feel free to lurk whenever. I haven't really got myself a lurk or an unlurk command yet. It's one of those things I never remember until somebody tries to use it. So you're more than welcome to hang out, lurk, etc. But there will be one by the end of the weekend. Probably, hopefully I can find something snazzy to say. I mean, nobody here at this end has a whole lot of ideas way too late at night or way too early in the morning, so I need to think of stuff midday when I'm not in the middle of grinding somewhere else. One of the things actually I thought about doing is, for Saturday's stream, is probably start on the roof to this building, because we're just about done for today. And I will look into, when I get offline here, I'm going to take a look into that Twitter situation, just so that we can, sorry, wrong button. Just look into that Twitter situation, so that I can get that going. Nope, that's not it. There, and I also have the stream commands. I've got them set up, I just haven't written them down to remember what they were. So I spent time grabbing the bone blocks and then went off doing something else and forgot to set up all those commands. Yeah, definitely. Oops. And I'm hitting all the wrong buttons today. So, in any case, if you're a member, feel free to give us a like and a follow if you want to come back. And as with all the growing, there will be lists upon lists upon lists. But if you have any tips, tricks, if you can't reach me, you should be able to get to me at Twitter fairly soon here, and drop me a line. You can always find me on Dadcraft73's Discord. Pardon me. If not today, maybe tomorrow. The video on demand of this particular stream will also be uploaded to YouTube under Delenn_Russell, exactly the same as you see for this account. So you can always leave me a comment on there as well. And if you take out the underscore for Delenn Russell and just mush it all together, that's where you can find me at gmail.com. And stream elements to the rescue today. There's some of the streamers that you will be seeing for the weekend. So those are some of the patron server streamers, and then I will be the only Java streamer for the weekend. So feel free to hop on in. I will be in tomorrow for whatever Wednesdays. I have not yet decided exactly what we're going to cover. Probably return to Planet Zoo for tomorrow, but we'll get ourselves into something a little bit more exciting than what we had last week. We may do a more in-depth tour. We may actually start working on a zoo. But the plan could always change tomorrow morning. With this cold I've got, the voice is kind of in and out, so we don't know if there will be a stream. If not, I will try and let everybody know as quickly as I can. But hoping everyone has a good evening, and thank you very much for hopping in. I will be in the chat for an extra few minutes after I log off, so if there's anything else you need to let me know, I will be around. Thank you very much for joining, everyone. Hope to see you again soon. My Minecraft will be back on Thursdays, same bat time, same bat channel, and we'll be back at working at some more of these pieces to get everything ready for the weekend. So thank you very much and have a great day.